There's an uneasy calm in town as Mikathara prepares for the funeral of Cleveland Dodd. He died at a Perth hospital 750 kilometres from here after guards found him unconscious in his cell. Authorities say he attempted suicide, but Cleveland's grandmother isn't convinced. She wants 3 missing pieces of the puzzle.
That's the recording of the intercom call he's supposed to have made, and his medical records from in Unit 18, and the video, recording of all the videos throughout that unit. They won't give them to me. They will not give them to me.
Because they are hiding it.
Yes,
they need to be honest.
This distrust in the justice system is deeply rooted among many Indigenous people in remote parts of WA. More than 40 years ago, and about 1,000 kilometres north, another WA town was grappling with the death of an Indigenous teenager. Both boys were 16, both died in custody. That teenager was from Roebourne. His name, John Pat.
Tonight, death in the West.
He was arrested after fighting with officers outside a pub where they had all been drinking.
Pat was second out of the van. Police say he fell accidentally, but witnesses watching from across the street say this beating took place.
John Pat died of his injuries in his cell. His death was considered a catalyst for the Aboriginal Deaths in Custody Royal Commission, which began hearings in 1987. 30 years after his death, the WA Parliament apologised to John Pat's family. At his funeral, though, the priest pointed the blame at the teenager and those closest to him.
Has anybody thought about the people, these people, us people here, who gave this fellow his first drink? The people who took him down the pub. We can't do much about that. He's gone now. The grog got him.
No one wants to see a 16-year-old take their own life.
4 decades on, some Mikathara locals are blaming Cleveland.
He got himself into a spot where he destroyed his own hope.
The Shire President says the town lacks external services to help troubled teens turn their lives around, and has offered an alternative.
I think the dog squad would be a start too.
The dog squad?
Dog squad, dogs only respond to poor behaviour. If you're a nice, polite kid, you have nothing to fear. If you're throwing stones and swearing and cursing, there's a good chance they're going to bite you on the arse.
In Roebourne, the officers involved on the night of John's death declined to give evidence at his coronial inquest on the grounds it may incriminate them.
Punches, they said, were only thrown in self-defence. The white jury acquitted them all.
The decision haunted John's mother.
When I'm at home, make me think what happened to him and why the police are still on the job.
Cleveland's mother is plagued by similar questions.
I wanted people to be accountable and people to be charged for what happened to Cleveland.
The state government has already apologised to Cleveland Dodd's family, conceding his death was preventable and promised a raft of changes.
Dear Father, we have laid to rest Cleveland.
But will they be enough to shift the narrative 40 years into the future? Darina Zadvirna, ABC News, Mikathara.